Dan, what will President Biden try to achieve and accomplish during his visit that his top diplomat hasn't been able to?
Well, he's trying to basically find a way to de-escalate a rapidly escalating situation. Israel has been poised for a ground invasion of Gaza for several days now. There's reporting that it could have been taking place last weekend, but was delayed because of the weather. We're hearing the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz might follow Biden over to Israel as well. So there's just a renewed diplomatic push, a recognition among everyone in the region and the wider world that a conflict, a war that expands into a regional war that brings in Iran and other players would be devastating. Not only for the Middle East, but also for the wider world.
Dan, where are we at when it comes to expectations for the ground offensive? Are we just in sort of waiting mode as they continue to try and get civilians into safer places?
Yeah, one of the big questions is whether there's going to be safe passage out of Gaza into Egypt. There's a rapidly developing humanitarian situation there. That there's been lots of warnings about the lack of food and just other necessities for the people of Gaza. And what happens to them essentially if there is a ground invasion. So there's been warnings to evacuate the north in particular. This takes time, obviously, and there's a lot of concern over what happens there. There is a thought that as long as this diplomacy continues, Blinken in Israel meeting with Netanyahu for 7.5 hours, President Biden now showing up, potentially other leaders on the way, that as long as this diplomatic push continues, then that ground invasion won't occur at the same time. That's the feeling for now. So we have to see kind of how these diplomatic efforts pay off.